Hello rock and metal fans, welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews. Today I'm going to do a review of a new album and it's by Magnus Karlsson's Freefall. So just a tiny little bit of background on this band in case you don't know. So Magnus Karlsson, he's the guitarist stroke songwriter for Primal Fear, one of my favourite bands. Really good metal band, full on metal band. So this is like a side project that Frontiers Records has put together, and this is actually out today, June the 12th on Frontiers. So Frontiers is in case you don't know, is a really good label that produces some brilliant bands and collaborations like this. So Magnus Karlsson, brilliant guitarist, technically one of the best guitarists around at the moment. Sort of a mix of metal stroke neoclassical guitar work. You know, you can hear lots of influences in his guitar work, but he's without doubt a very talented guy. And this is the third album from the Freefall project, if you like. So what this is he gets some of the top musicians around, especially vocalists, and they bang out some tunes that he's written. And he really does get some of the top new vocalists around. So you might know him from the Alan Londe project as well. I keep banging on about Jean Londe and his vocal ability, and he's worked a lot with him. And let's just say, getting to this album, there's a lot of similarities between Alan Londe. If you like that project with those albums, you're going to like this. You really are. He really pens a good tune. You know, what it does, it has very similar traits to the Alan Londe project. It has little instrumental parts at the beginning of a lot of the songs, a bit of classical, you know, music, or an orchestral sort of start to some of the songs before it gets into the songs. I've got to just go talk about the vocalists on this album. So you've got, let's have a look. So you've got Dino Chalusik from Animal Drive, done a project with George Lynch as well, Dirty Shirley. You got Renan Zonta, he's from a new band that's signed to Frontiers, Electric Mob, and he also won the Brazilian Voice program, or he was one of the contestants. I don't know if he won it. You got Mike Anderson from Cloudscape, a band called Cloudscape. Ronnie Romero, you probably know him as the Rainbow singer now. Nora Luhimo, Battle Beast band, female vocalist. And Magnus Karlsson also does a couple of songs on here, which he has done on the other albums as well. He sings. Let's just talk about the vocalists. So if you haven't heard Dino Chalusik, Animal Drive, this guy is one of the best vocalists around. If you like your Dio, you like your Coverdale, you like your old-fashioned sort of classic rock sound vocalist, this guy is amazing. He hits some notes you've never, wow. I mean, he's got such a tone to his voice as well. He's easily one of the best vocalists around. It's like effortless what he can sing. In Animal Drive, he did a few cover versions. One was he done Monkey Business by Skid Row, and that was an amazing vocal performance on that. And he is the standout vocalist on this, without a doubt. He brings something to these songs that is amazing. It's just that he only sings on a couple. I wish he'd sung more. But there's some really good vocals as well from Renan Zonta, who's the Electric Mob singer. He's got a really good voice as well. I mean, the range that guy's got, absolutely outstanding vocalist as well. Also Ronnie Romero does a brilliant job here. The Rainbow vocalist, really good. I forgot to mention as well, you've got ex-Sabbath vocalist Tony Martin on here. Probably the tone-wise, probably the closest vocalist to Dio. You can really hear some slight Dio, it's amazing really. Dio's one of my favourite vocalists of all time. and you can really hear some touches of Tony Martin. You know, it really sounds a bit like Dio on this, and it's nice. He's got a great voice as well, so you can see where this is going. This album, the vocalists are just amazing, but they are in these songs that Magnus Karlsson has written, and he is one really talented songwriter stroke guitarist, honestly. So what you get is a mix. It's a mix really of, there's a bit of 80s in there, but it's a lot more modern sounding. A little bit, like I said, neoclassical, I suppose, slightly. A little bit progressive as well. Some really amazing musicianship. You know, I mean, it literally sounds on these songs like there's about 10 people playing. You know, it's very epic sounding songs, very catchy. If you like your classic sort of metal, you know, it's got a bit of that. Absolutely brilliant. So that's and also Magnus Karlsson, let's mention his voice as well. He's got a really good voice, but the trouble is he's on an album that's with that Dino Jelusic and especially Renan Zonta as well. They are amazing vocalists, you know, and they can make any good vocalists, you know, sound average in comparison. I'm not saying by far that Magnus Karlsson's got an average voice. He's got a really good voice. But stick him in between some of these singers that are the best in the world. Absolutely brilliant. So let's just go through a couple of my favourite songs. The two that Dino Jelusic sings on are outstanding. The opening track, Hold Your Fire, and he also sings on Under the Black Star. And he just hits some notes you could only dream of. You know, absolutely amazing. And he brings something to the songs that no other vocalist on this album can. Absolutely brilliant. The solo on Hold Your Fire is amazing. There's a lot of speed in there, but mixed with a lot of neoclassical stuff, like I said again. Hold Your Fire really reminds me of the Alan Londe project. And it's going to hold a lot of similarities because of Magnus Karlsson obviously writing these songs. There's a lot more melody in these songs than the Primal Fear band, although Primal Fear do, you know, they've got a lot of melody in there as well, but this is a lot more melodic than Primal Fear. But those two are my probably standout tracks because of Dino's voice sort of lifts it to another level. But then also the two with Renan Zonta, Kingdom Falls, and there's another one as well. Yeah, Dreams and Scars. They are great. They are great songs as well, and he brings something to those. And then that nice sort of warm voice of Tony Martin's on Temples of Towers is great. Some really good riffing in that song from Magnus Karlsson. And also, like the last song, Far From Over, is a really good one. Tony Martin singing again, and it's like a change of pace. It's a slower song, and it's sort of like a breath of fresh air after all the heaviness, melodic heaviness that's going on throughout the album. Yeah, I think this is really good. I'm really looking forward to the Electric Mob. Listen to the Electric Mob album now, which I'm going to do a review of as well. That's on Frontiers. That's with like I've been saying, Renan Zonta on vocals. So I'm really looking forward to that. Like I said, there's some slightly progressive elements on this as well. Kingdom Falls shows, this is the second track in with Renan Zonta singing. Slightly progressive time signatures on there, but so melodic as well. A really good effort by Magnus Karlsson. I have heard his other Freefall albums, but never went into them as much detail as I have this one, listening to them. But I'm going to go back and definitely listen to those and give them a go, and without doubt they're probably on the same, you know, quality as this. Quick touch on the production. Very full production, very modern. Like I said, it does sound like it's a band of 10 people in. You know, it's very orchestral all the way through the music. Yeah, it's a great release, this on Frontiers, and I hope they keep doing these collaboration projects as well. That they make a really good they really do a good job of bringing the best people of metal in, you know. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you like your progressive, slightly progressive, melodic European metal with a lot of neoclassical metal sounding. It's definitely a mixture of all stuff, but if you like your vocalists like I do, you know, get hold of this. And get hold of definitely the Animal Drive stuff as well, because Dino Jalusic is one amazing singer. And I'm going to do, like I said, do a review maybe today or tomorrow on the Electric Mob album, so looking forward to that. Right, thanks for listening, guys. Hope you liked the video. Please tell me what you think of this album, if you've got it, or the other stuff that Magnus Karlsson does in Primal Fear, or the stuff that he does in the Alan Londe stuff. He's a very busy guy. Yeah, so let me know what you think, and please subscribe, red button on the right hand side. Thank you very much. See you next time. Cheers.